It's been a while since I used this camera angle. Good morning. As Zay Frank would say, are the new viewers gone yet? It's Tuesday, September 17th, 2019. I woke up very recently, which explains all these jump cuts, because I can't quite talk yet. Today is election day, and I have absolutely no idea who I'm voting for. Without getting too political on this diary, I just think it's so sad when you have a system, political system or whatever you want to call it, where none of the, I was gonna say contestants, but they're not. What are they, contendants? I don't know what they are, it doesn't matter. None of the people who are, well, competing, whatever, for the throne are actually appealing in any way. I mean, everybody's got their strengths and everything, but it's just, I don't know. So I'll figure out who to vote for as the day goes on. I'm gonna go back real quick to the diary entry that I filmed for last week on Saturday. I was talking about the Apple keynote and the new iPhones, and I streamed my reaction live on the internet, and the clips that I showed from that were kind of lackluster. So I suppose I could explain that the reason why I chose those was because they were the only ones that didn't have a lot of cussing in them. Because my genuine reactions, my genuine excitement with all the stuff, it just kind of came with a lot of, as Carl Pilkington would say, a lot of effing and jeffing. And I don't do that kind of thing here. So that's that thought. Now, something else that's really cool is that on Sunday, there was a weather forecast that was like, winter is coming! Oh my god! They said it was gonna rain and things were gonna be crazy. As I woke up in the morning, the weather was okay, and then I looked outside and the clouds were there were some gray sort of rain clouds kind of forming. But as the day went on, nothing happened. There was no rain in my area. It did rain in a couple other places, even fairly close to where I am, but it didn't rain here. So in terms of my experience, no rain, which is a little disappointing because I love the smell that comes right after it rains, especially when it's September and it hasn't rained since like June. It's that smell of grass and dust and all this stuff just like coming up from the ground. Yeah, I miss when it rains. So today there's a few things happening. One, I gotta go vote. Two, I was invited to a little picnic barbecue type thing because no one's working today because it's election day is just kind of a day off for everybody. So I was invited to a picnic to a nice place, and I'm gonna try to get some cool footage of that place. It's like nice and nature and all that stuff, and so should look pretty. So I'll see what I can do. I'll probably just like excuse myself from the table and be like, I'm gonna go film some stuff. And then when that's done, I'm coming back here. I'm opening up numbers on my computer, and I'm gonna be working until 10 p.m. today, sorting through lists and stuff, because I am actually like taking part in the election from like the behind the scenes. And now here's some cool footage from my future, but this diary's past. Alright, this is probably kind of dark, so I'm gonna turn these on. Okay. Now last time I did this, I stood a little close to the camera, so like my head would, like the top of my head was cut off, so I wonder if this actually, I'm just gonna, I don't know where I should be for this, but anyway. Saturday, September 21st, 2019. On Tuesday, or whenever I did the last entry, I promised to show some clips from nature from the place I was going to for the barbecue. And I got 2 clips. So the place wasn't particularly super interesting to look at. I think it's because we're just now past the summer and it was really hot and really dry. But nonetheless, it definitely sounded great. It was cool though, I had a good time. Like, I'm really curious to come back there around the winter, maybe like February, March or so, because after all the rains and stuff, it'll be like super green out there and beautiful, so I'm really curious to see that place then. Then on Wednesday, I had another one of those tests where it's like, listen to your body and see, like, you know, communicate with yourself and pay attention to yourself. I had another one of those because I turned on my AC as usual, but for some reason throughout the day, or throughout like some part of the day, I started sniffling a lot, and I was really kind of odd to myself, and I was like, this isn't right. So I finished what I was doing and I turned the AC off immediately because I started feeling myself get that like headache feeling, like right before you get sick, you get that, it's almost like a high, which I don't know how to explain, Thank you. But because I had absolutely zero interest in actually getting sick, I turned off the AC and I just kind of warmed myself up. And I'm so glad that I did, because obviously I feel perfectly fine now and totally avoided that. It's just so great to actually pay attention to myself, because in the past what would happen would be that I would just completely ignore whatever sniffling, whatever feeling I would have, and I'd just be like, I'll be fine, you know, I'll sleep it off, I'm not gonna be sick, and then I would get sick for like 3 or 4 days, which would completely take me out of circulation for those 3 or 4 days, and that's just not fun. Actually, scratch that. Not only is it not fun, it just sucks. So I always prefer and I always love just being healthy. Like, it's just so much better and you're so much productive that way. Did I say so much productive? I meant so much more productive that way. And I also got a package from Amazon. I ordered some brush heads for my electric toothbrush, which is not interesting, but I also threw in there something really cool that I've been wanting for a long time, but was kind of too lazy to really look for a good one. And from what I've read and seen, this one is supposedly pretty good, and I got it. So this is what it is. It's an adapter that this goes on a mic stand, and here comes out this little thing that's like, this is like a tripod mount, and you can put a camera, or I bought this for a recording device that I use that uses one of those tripod mount things. So I've been wanting one of these for a long time, because I want to put that recorder, that interface, on a mic stand and just record stuff, just record myself playing music and stuff and put that on YouTube. So finally glad to have this. And yesterday, on Friday, iOS 13 was released, along with the new iPhones that are now finally officially in stores. So I backed up all my stuff from my current iPhone, updated to iOS 13, immediately got dark mode, updated my wallpaper. It looks absolutely amazing now. Because before this I had like a wallpaper on my lock screen, which was like the earth kind of blackened out, like for like nighttime, during nighttime, which for a long time I thought was great, was perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with that wallpaper. But I updated to iOS 13, and I know that usually when a new iOS comes out, there's new wallpapers included in that update. So I looked through the new wallpapers and I found this, and so it looks great to me, and it's apparently dynamic too, so it'll change throughout the day. So there's that. It's pretty cool. And something else that I've been meaning to talk about has been in my reminders on my phone for a month now. A month ago, I watched a mini-series on HBO called Chernobyl. It's a documentary slash drama slash thriller type show about the whole tragedy of Chernobyl in 1986. And I found it absolutely fascinating. First of all, the characters were all done so well. Everything, like, everybody acted so well. And then the ending of it was really interesting to me too. And just like looking at all the stuff that they write down, it's like, this is what actually happened, and these are the real people, and we did these characters to show this, and all that sort of stuff. It's such an interesting piece on humanity to me. Like, this is what I got from it. It's such a great piece on humanity, on like the human ego and what it can really do, and how it can really tamper with a lot of things and ruin lives literally and kill people. I think it's probably the same reason why I was so fascinated, and still am, so fascinated with Westworld. It's another absolutely wonderful show about just the human experience. It's very different from Chernobyl, of course, but it's still a very interesting piece on, if you really take apart what it is to be human, it's so interesting, like all the stuff that they present and how they present it, and then you can also infer your own stuff from it, and I just love it. So anyway, back to Chernobyl. Amazing show, absolutely loved it, wanted to talk about it, finally talked about it, so yeah. And on that, I'm gonna head it out, I'm gonna edit this, and until next week.